All right, we're going to talk a little bit about forgetfulness after brain surgery. Now, let me put a disclaimer out there. The type of brain surgery I had, which was in the front of my head, I had a tumor in my pituitary gland. I know that's not the part of the brain that deals with memory and memory loss and, all like that. So if medical people are watching this, I understand that. However, I'm still a patient who has had brain surgery and now I'm navigating life on the other side and I'm just sharing my experience. And one of my experiences has been forgetfulness. I will forget things so quickly, and it gets to the point where it's frustrating sometimes because I'll tell somebody a story and they'll say something like, "You already told me this," and I'm like, "When did I tell you this?" And then they'll say, "Oh, we were doing this, we were at this place, and you brought it up." And there are times where I'm like, I don't remember that at all. And then there are other times where they'll talk about when I told them the story, and it'll slowly start to come back to me, and I'm like, "Oh, I kind of remember saying this, but I kind of don't," it just takes a while for that to come back. And this happens with so many people. It happens with coworkers, happens with family, with friends. And, there are times where I'm kind of embarrassed about it because I'm like, why don't I remember this? And there are other times where I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm not going to stress myself out about it. I forgot. Thank you for being kind enough to tell me but I also say, there have been times where people have gotten annoyed with me because I forgot and I'm telling them this story again, and it's like the second time, the third time. And so when those types of situations happen, I'm a little bit embarrassed and more so frustrated with myself because I don't think there's any reason why I should be forgetting things at the rate that I do. So another thing, I'll give you two prime examples of how this happened. It wasn't a story that I told somebody, but it was forgetfulness. The first one is, I got invited to an event at work, and this woman emailed me, the invitation, and it was a flyer, and the flyer clearly stated February 3rd, Monday, February 3rd. For some reason, my brain read that as January 30th, and I think January 30th was a Thursday. So mentally, I was like, okay, I got this event on the 30th. I put it on my calendar. That morning I got dressed up, got a cute little outfit, everything. Get to work and, go back and check my emails to make sure I had the time of the event right. And it was the wrong day. The event was, for the time I'm actually recording this, the event is tomorrow. But I was just like, how is this event on Monday? Like, did the emails get swapped? Did she send me another flyer that's updated? But no, it was the same flyer, and on the bottom of the email that she sent, it said RSVP by January 22nd. So nowhere on this email did it say anything about the 30th. Why my mind read it like that is completely beyond me. So that was the first thing that happened. Second thing, I got invited to this event for a Toastmasters function, and the flyer clearly said Saturday, February 2nd. For some reason, my brain read that as Sunday, February 3rd. So when I got invited to the event, I made a mental note, okay, this weekend I have, this is what I'm doing Saturday, and then I have the Toastmasters thing on Sunday, So, and today's the day that I'm recording this, Sunday. I actually just got back from this non-event. So this morning, got up, got myself together, did my hair, put some makeup on, did all the things, drive out to the event, and nobody's there. And I'm like, am I at the right place? So I go in and I asked the woman that's in there, and I was like, is the Toastmasters event today? And she looked in the system and she was like, no, there's nothing on the schedule for today. And I was about to be like, well, can you check again? So I pulled out the flyer and I'm like, I said, don't even worry about checking it again. It was yesterday. So I just showed up to this non-event. I done missed everything. So it's just another example of how, especially lately, I've just become so forgetful, and where it's important things. You know, sometimes it's like it doesn't really matter because the whatever I forgot wasn't like super important, but there are other times like this where I needed to be at this event and just I don't know. So I think in the past, I was contributing this forgetfulness to the anxiety that I was feeling after surgery. And I'll probably make that a whole nother video. Anxiety about brain surgery and, you know, navigating having anxiety on the other side of it, because that is a whole nother thing. So I'll make a separate video about that. But I had definitely have been experiencing some forgetfulness, and I was saying I don't think it's really related to the anxiety at this point, because I have been in surgery, or not in surgery, Lord. I have been in therapy about the anxiety that I was experiencing, and I'm doing pretty well with, you know, controlling that and managing that. So I don't know if I would say it's anxiety that's making me forget. I don't think I would say that it's stress, because to be honest, I'm not under a lot of stress these days. Like, I've set my life up to be as stress-free as possible. And it's because of all the stress that I experienced dealing with brain surgery. So now I'm like, I'm one of the most unbothered people out there. You know, when I'm at work, I'm like, this isn't gonna stress me out. I have people at work who get stressed so easily, and these projects and these deadlines, and they're like, you know, aren't you work? No, I'm not. It'll get done when it gets done. I'm not gonna stress myself out about work stuff. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not. And there are some people at work who just don't get it, because they let themselves get to these places of, you know, oh my God, and just, oh, honey, not me. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. So I don't think it's stress. I don't know what it is, to be honest. Maybe the next time I have my therapy session, I'll ask my therapist, why am I being so forgetful? But, you know, it has been part of my recovery, and I'm hoping it's not going to last forever, but I'm still in the point where I give myself grace if I mess up with something or if I forget. You know, I'm obviously not doing it on purpose. So that's kind of been my experience with forgetfulness. And I don't think it's anything like early signs of dementia or Alzheimer's. I don't believe it's anything like that. Maybe I'm just forgetful. Maybe that's just how I am, and brain surgery just made me realize it more than in the past. I don't know. I might be being just a little bit dramatic, you know. It is what it is. But yeah, if you had brain surgery and you experienced some of the same things, you know, drop a comment, let me know. If you have any additional questions about this, definitely let me know and I'll answer it. But yeah, it's been my experience with forgetfulness.